Hey guys, what's going on? So today is Tuesday and we're doing squats, back rack lunge and deadlift. So a bit of my program basically is Monday, Wednesday, Friday I do conditioning for my SUP paddling I'm doing. So I'm doing a 45k stand-up paddleboard race, a couple of months, so shitload of cardio going on there. But Tuesday, Thursdays I try and do a little bit of lower body and upper body strength training, I guess, just to keep my hands in that pie in regards to resistance training. Now I guess the programming that I do is it's pretty simple and sophisticated as far as I'm concerned. So basically I'll do week 1 will be 3x12 of everything, week 2 will be 4x12 of everything, week 3 will be 5x12 of everything, holding the same weight, and then I started back again in week 4, we'll be back to 3x12, but the weight will be increased. So basically all you have to do is hold that weight for 3 weeks, adding a set each week. That adds a little bit of extra volume, and then you go up every 4th week and you do that again. So it's pretty simple, pretty basic program, but it's worked really well in the past. I've got some really good gains from doing different rep ranges and stuff in the past, but doing all that extra volume and doing 12 reps at a time is you know, can almost be classified as cardio. But I need to work on my strength endurance, so that's why I'm doing sets of 12, and it should be good. So I'm going to go and warm up, get into it, and then we'll get into the rest of the episode. So usually when I warm up, I always put a little bit more emphasis on warming up for the squat, because by the time I get to the back rack lunge and the deadlift, I'm pretty hot and ready to go by there. Usually I'll just do a little bit of trigger point therapy. I like to sit down in the bottom of a squat for a while, and I'll also use the bar as you know, weighted squat holds to help open my hips up. But it also just depends on the day and how I feel. I mean, if I'm feeling pretty loose and feeling pretty ready to go, I might just sort of do the things I need to do and then get into it. Or if I'm feeling pretty tight, pretty rough, I might even go and do a little bit of rowing and go for a little bit of a run, just try and get a bit of blood pumping through the legs, and then I'll get into the squats. So let's check that out. Trigger point ball, probably one of the best things you can buy for the gym. It's probably one of my most used pieces of gym equipment in the whole gym. I'm going to get into my calves, glute med, probably a bit of TFL, and then from there we'll get into some squat holds and get some weight happening. Feeling pretty good. I'm going to start putting some weight on the bar and get into it. So I'm doing 4 sets of 12 at 80 kilos today. See how we go. So that's the squats done. It's pretty rough. I'm not looking forward to 5x12 next week. It's gonna be pretty hard. But now I'm gonna do back rack lunge, 60 kilos. Pretty light. I mean, it's all about volume at the moment. But the catch is today I'm gonna subset it with deadlift because I'm running a bit short on time. So I'm gonna do deadlifts, 4x12 at 110 kilos. And then I'm gonna subset that with 60 kilo back rack lunge for 12 reps. That should get me pretty nice and toasty by the end of it. That's all 4 done. workouts. Hopped that out pretty quick, probably about 50 minutes all up. You know, I think anyone that does any more than 3 exercises, especially for like a leg day or lower body day, I don't want to be there for more than like 90 minutes, 2 hours, or just aren't probably working at their right working weight. I mean, if you do deadlifts and back squats and lunges and even leg press and all the big compound movements, if you do it to your right working weight, depending on your sets and reps and all that sort of stuff, you're going to need recovery, and it's going to take you a lot longer. That's just the way it is. I mean, I don't think I can only do any more than 3 exercises in 1 hour. But the upper body's a little bit different. I mean, you can do a lot more weight because the weights are lighter, so you're working at a lower percentage of your overall work capacity. But it's all good fun. Done dusted. Now I'm going to go and get a coffee. I'll have a quick shower first, get a coffee. Then I get some PTs and massages and maybe a kiteboarding lesson on today as well if the weather comes in good enough. So that's my Tuesday, lower body leg day, whatever you want to call it. Next week is going to be 5 by 12 on everything. That's going to be pretty rough. Then we go up and weight and go back to 3 by 12. Really easy, simple program to follow. Recommend you should give it a go. Even if you don't do 12s, do 10s or 8s or 5s, 3s, whatever you want to try and do. I think week 1's 3 by whatever, week 2's 4 by whatever, week 3 is 5 by whatever. Holding the weight throughout the whole 3 weeks. And then you go up and weight for the week 4, hold that for 3 weeks. Then continue on. Usually week 10's a test week, so you do your 1 RMs, 4 RMs, 8 RMs, whatever you're trying to test. And then you can either continue on that same program or you can drop the reps. So I might go to 3 by 8, 4 by 8, 5 by 8 after 10 weeks. Who knows, but we'll find out when we get that far. But I'm wrecked. Time to go and get coffee, have a shower, get into the rest of the day. Peace.